You think this is gonna survive in the oven with a bake?
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another recipe video. If you didn't watch the last video, which was on my easy tomato sauce, you're gonna wanna go back and watch that right here. I'll link it in the card so that you can go watch that. We are making eggplant parm. I found the most beautiful eggplant at a local farm called Forts Ferry Farm. And I got one like this nice like Japanese purple color, and then I got one that's kind of like a mix of that with a little bit of your like Italian black eggplant. So we're gonna make eggplant parm from start to finish. I don't know. I'm feeling a little crazy. We might try to make a gigantic tower of eggplant parm. Stick around to the end and see if we do it. If you're new to me or the channel, I make delicious recipes just like the one you're about to watch. I do dining reviews and react to other cultural events. So for more of that, hit subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, hit the like button, and let's jump right into this episode. Now to work with eggplant, it's actually pretty simple to do this. It's just your standard breading. And I'm gonna kind of speed through that part, but the first step in making eggplant, fried eggplant, is actually pretty crucial. You need to kind of soften it. To get this going, I'm making tomato sauce, so I got a little garlic and onion on here. It's okay, it's extra flavor. So knock off the ends, not too much. You don't want to waste your eggplant. Be careful, the stems could be a little spiny. So the peel is actually edible, and I've washed these really good. I just don't like all of the peel in my eggplant parm. I'm just gonna, this is kind of a little restaurant trick kind of thing. Also a little chefy thing to make it look a little nicer. So just like take off like every other thing, just like that. Kind of leaves you with a little bit of the peel. The peel never killed anybody, to my knowledge. I actually don't find that little bit too appetizing myself. Hope these things aren't loaded with seeds. So now I told you I want to do a tower. So I think what I'm going to do is make these little rounds. So like, I don't know, like a centimeter and a half. Now, the only downside with doing it this way is that now I have more pieces to bread. I would actually more likely do it like this way, make like long way slices, like if I were making it for a lot of people. But this is just for you and me. There we go. And actually, these don't have a lot of seeds, which is great. This one has a little more seeds than this one here. So I like to do this on a wire rack. I'm gonna just lay out my eggplant on the rack here. Again, nothing fancy yet. Actually, nothing fancy at all. You don't come here for fancy, you come here for rustic. Right? What you want to do is get your kosher salt, and you want to actually sprinkle the salt. It actually serves a purpose. Eggplant has a lot of water in it, so we want to draw that water out. In order to do that, we salt our eggplant. What you're going to notice is the eggplant is actually going to let out its water by osmosis, okay, with the salt. It'll bead up on top here. When that happens, we're going to flip these over, and we're going to actually add salt to the other side. This is a crucial step in making eggplant parm. If we were to bread these and fry them, there would be too much oil in the system to actually get these cooked in any kind of appetizing way, and you'll be splattering all over the place. I'm gonna let those sit for 5 minutes and then come back, flip them, and add more salt to the other side. And then they're gonna sit for another 5 to 10 minutes before we do our next step, which is the breading, which we've done 100 times. So I'll leave a link to the zucchini sticks episode where we've done kind of this kind of breading. The only difference is, for this, I'm going to use our classic 4C breadcrumbs with the seasoning. It's been 5 minutes, and it's actually, the salt is kind of just absorbing in, and it's beating up a little bit. So we're going to flip these. And I like the wire rack because it lets the water kind of drain out. And they're already softening up quite nicely here. And we go down with another round of salt. Now these need to sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and then they're ready for you to do your next thing. And the next thing is your standard breading. So we got flour, we got egg, we're gonna beat that up. We got breadcrumb, again, 4C seasoned breadcrumb. We are going to fry it in sunflower oil. I don't like to use olive oil too much. I like to use a light oil to fry like eggplant, just because it's a little bit more of a delicate taste as well. And I like the lighter color for eggplant parm. Do what you got to do. You want to use avocado oil, use avocado oil. You could even use a mixture of olive oil and butter. There's so many different ways that you can go in doing this. I'm just here to show you the way I like to do it. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. You just do what you got to do. So the second side has had a chance to salt a little bit. You'll notice it's kind of liquidy salt on top of there. You can almost see that. You can see it. I see it. Looks good. So I like to rub it in a little, just a little. that helps it kind of absorb in there. If you want to cook them quickly, you actually slice them thinner. I cut these kind of thick, so I think I need to let them sit a little longer before I bread them. That's what happens when you try to make something ridiculous. It actually serves another purpose to have the eggplant salted and actually let the moisture out. The flour is actually going to stick better because the eggplant's nice and wet. So remember that while you're doing this, every step serves a purpose. There is a method to the madness here. You don't need to see me talk through the breading. Let's time lapse that shit. So I got my eggplant cutelette ready to go here. Let me show you how I got set up. So I have my cast iron skillet with like 1/2 centimeter of oil. Remember, as you heat that, it's going to expand. As you add eggplant to that, it's going to expand. I only need a couple of fries with this, so I don't like using a lot of oil. I've said that in the previous video. Here I have some tomato sauce that I made in the previous video. If you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. I'm going to repurpose this setup. I just wiped it out, wiped the salt, most of the salt out of it. I'm just going to, when they're done frying, go right onto the rack. Easy cleanup. You see the breadcrumbs are dancing around, so we're ready to fry. Go right in. We got now a peanut gallery here. There we go, look at that. Perfect.
Perfect.
So these just go until they're golden brown on both sides. And you see, I kind of didn't put a lot of oil because when I flip that, they're gonna cook, it's gonna cook the entire height of the eggplant. Growing up, I thought I was a person who didn't like eggplant. I'm here to tell you that actually eggplant is amazing, especially when you cook it this way. It almost tastes just like a chicken cutlet, but eggplant when it's cooked like in this kind of way, gets like this nice creaminess that's amazing. If you don't think you like eggplant, try it like this. I guarantee you're gonna like this. And if you watch that video with me making the sandwich, this would go perfectly on that instead of chicken, or in addition to the chicken. So try it. Looks like we're ready for a flip. I'm gonna go in the order we put them in. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. Almost a little late on that, honestly. All right, just a couple minutes on the other side and we're golden. We're literally golden. These are ready to come out. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yes. Now my oil got way too hot, so I backed that down to as low as it can go. And we'll go with the next round. I have to wheeze the juice a little. Look at that. While these are frying, why not, right? You gotta try it. So look at that, steaming hot, but like I said, basically just tastes like a chicken cutlet because it's got the breading. The Romano cheese in this 4C, it reminds me of like being a kid. So good. So I gauged the oil just perfectly, that there's just enough to finish cooking these, which we get lucky sometimes. Now these have to, before we assemble any kind of Parmesan, these have to be kind of room temperature cooled down. They're super crispy. This is gonna be perfect for our eggplant parm. Okay, so now we got our eggplant all done. It's cooled down to room temperature. Now we have to assemble our eggplant parm. What you would normally do, I ain't normal, but what you would normally do is do this in a pan, kind of like a lasagna. So you would layer eggplant, cheese, sauce, and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna do something a little crazy today. Got my eggplant, got my tomato sauce, looks beautiful. Got shredded mozzarella. Now this is from a few months ago. My dad brought it. I actually froze it a little bit. Then I shredded it, and then I froze it again shredded, so that's ready to go. And then grated parm. I trust Trader Joe's grated, that they actually put Reggiano Parmigiano in there. Otherwise, I would just use a block and grate it myself. I need a little structural support to make this tower. So I got this skewer. I don't know, guys, I think that might be as tall as we're gonna be able to go with this. I need you to leave a comment. You think this is gonna survive in the oven with a bake? Let's see. I got some bad news. It didn't make it. I had my oven set to 350. I thought with the tower, what I could have did was let it bake longer. I think where I went wrong, I gave Alton Brown a lot of crap for making a really thick pasty sauce. I think my sauce might have been a little bit too liquidy and actually made the eggplant crumble upon itself. So I ended up having to lay it out. I cranked my oven back to 450 and just like 10-12 minutes just to melt the cheese and reheat everything nicely. You don't want to like burn it. You could definitely burn a parm. So depending on how thick you put it, I usually do 2 layers of eggplant. So it'll be like 20 to 30 minutes baking that you need. Wow. So you could see we had a little mishap there, but you know, cheese is nice and melted. It looks like we got a perfect little lunch. You can eat this with pasta. You can put it on a sandwich. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but for today, we'll just taste up some. There's my little miniature tower, 3 high. I think that's, I don't think that's as big a fail as I thought it was gonna be. I'm sure this is gonna be hotter than Hades right now, but it's so good. The one thing that I didn't know when I was a kid when I ate this is that eggplant actually gets sweeter as you cook it. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. It's just like eating chicken, and when you slice it nice and thick like that, you get some good eggplant to bite through. My tomato sauce worked perfectly on this. A little bit of fresh mozzarella on top, Reggiano Parmigiano. I mean, this is a classic. And tomorrow, I think what I'm gonna do is take some of that leftover, the leaning tower of eggplant business that I had going on there, throw that on a little bit of garlic bread, and we're gonna call it a sandwich. The secret to eggplant parmesan is more cheese. Let's go on with a little more cheese. All right. Who's seen the movie Twins? Over the lips and through the gums. Finish it. Thank you so much for watching this episode on cooking eggplant, eggplant parm, fried eggplant, and you know, all the way back to the making tomato sauce video. It really means the world to me. If you like this video, hit it with a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified when new videos are posted. If you have future recipe ideas, hit them in the comments down below. Rip a comment, do that. I take those to heart, and I really wanna make content that you guys wanna see. Up on the screen here, I have some more of my content that I want you to check out. If any of this looks appealing, click on it, watch it, leave comments, let me know. Give me your feedback on the channel. I really would love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing day.